This is your home for the Cardinals. Eudora Sports Live.
Van Dong in motion. The give is to Moody. Moody ducks down and dives in. He's standing over the ball. He's going to take it quickly. Looking across the field, and he's got it! It's Jude Whalen. And now Addy Hephill puts it away for the Cards. They'll take a 2-set lead. Hendrickson in motion, give to Duncan. Duncan, and he trucks the safety. Is he in?
It's time for the Cardinals on your home for Eudora High School Athletics. Eudora Sports Live.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome in here to the Fort Scott Community College pregame show here on Eudora Sports Live. At Fort Scott Community College, you belong. From nursing to farm and ranch management, John Deere Tech to theater, and so much more, plus championship caliber athletic programs. Learn more at fortscott.edu. We have got some Cardinals volleyball on tap for you. It's an interesting matchup looking at the records and stats coming into it. Last year, Cardinals volleyball was absolutely amazing. They went 32-5 on the year. They won multiple tournaments, had multiple all-area players. They had the Coach of the Year, the Lawrence Journal World Player of the Year, and Brady Miller. They have a lot of different star players, a lot of people returning, although they did also graduate 7 seniors. But they ended up coming up short as runner-ups in the Frontier League last year. But they did have multiple tournament wins, so they did taste success, absolutely. But they will be they'll be out for maybe, I don't know if revenge is the right word, but out for more maybe this year. Though, looking at it already, they're 7-6 on the year. So 13 games in, they've already lost more than they did last year, which is definitely a surprising start, not what the Cardinals would have been expecting. And they face a Louisburg team that went 20-16 last year, finished 4th in the Frontier League, but they are 9-3 right now. So based on the records coming into this, you actually favor Louisburg, but based on last year, you would favor the Cardinals far and away. And they did play here last year against Louisburg, and they beat them in 3 sets. So I don't know if the history favors the Cardinals. I think everything tells you it's going to be a good game of volleyball, and it always is a great time here in the Cardinal Arena for volleyball. The atmosphere here is always ridiculously loud. It will be a good time. It'll be myself, Reed McAvoy, and Hayden Harves on the call. We're going to go to an ad break. When we're back, we'll have more of the pregame show.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Are you looking for a trusted partner in pet care? Look no further than Eudora Animal Hospital, proudly serving Eudora and the surrounding area since 1975. Eudora Animal Hospital offers a wide range of services, including wellness exams, surgeries, routine vaccinations, and emergency care.
I just want to thank everybody in the community for trusting us with the care of their animals, and go Dogs!
Schedule an appointment by calling 785-542-3265 or visit eudoravet.com.
Welcome back here to our Fort Scott Community College pregame show. Just running you through some of the different accolades that this Cardinals team racked up last year. And this is only talking for the returning players. Brady Miller was the All-Area Lawrence Journal World Player of the Year and an All-State honorable mention and Frontier League first team all-around. Adeline Hemphill won All-Area from the Lawrence Journal World first team, and then Frontier League first team all-around. Brooke Hopper was the Coach of the Year from the Lawrence Journal World, and she also got to coach the All-Star team. Bailey Hammerschmidt, Frontier League honorable mention at the libero position. And this Cardinals team, they won the Wellsville Eric Evans Memorial Volleyball Tournament for the second year running, and they did it without dropping a single set. And they also won the Circle Tournament, only dropping one set in the process. And then it did end up being runner-ups within the Frontier League. But they were dominant last year. Brady Miller especially being a standout player, but the fact that there are multiple players receiving honors on this team and their coach is also getting honored tells you this is a complete squad, a really good team. And even in graduating 7 seniors from last year, they still have a lot of returning great players here that we will get to see tonight taking on Louisburg.
Yeah, no, this is a fun one coming in today. Obviously, you and I loved calling volleyball last year. It's one of our favorite sports on the docket when we look at it every year. And I think when you look at the records last year in terms of talking about who we should be favoring coming into today, obviously based on records this season, the Wildcats look extremely strong. You go back and look at last year when the Cardinals looked unbelievable, one of the strongest teams in the state, second strongest by just a hair in the Frontier League. I think it's really, really tough to carry that over. Of course, in any sport, in any regard where you're playing this many games, losing only 5 games in a year is always going to be difficult to replicate and repeat. But it is, as you said, not a phenomenal sign maybe that we're 13 games in, they've already lost 6. But it doesn't mean it's a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of those phenomenal players from last year are returning. And if the Wildcats are good, we know in Frontier games are always competitive, always a good time to watch. I really look forward to seeing the matchup we've got in front of us today. I think the Cards are still going to be a really strong team. I think coming off the back of a really tough season like that, you're always going to have to fight a little extra hard to prevent that slide, getting complacent maybe with winning a whole lot. But I think this team can do it. We've seen a couple of the warm-ups, handful of the returning players. Brady Miller, as you mentioned, we kind of adopted a nickname for her in just a couple of games we called last year. She was phenomenal at that libero spot. But I think we're looking for a good one today. Weather's good. A lot of the players look excited. Got some familiar faces we're noticing from the indoor season last winter that we're seeing around here as well. It's looking like a good one, Reed.
And I think that the Cardinals will always make the Cardinal Arena a fortress throughout this season.
Yeah.
I think that that gives them a huge advantage in this matchup to have the chance to get a win here. I mean, they 3-0'd Louisburg last year here, and so I think that you have to favor them, even though the records don't. But I think it's just going to be a really good game.
Yeah, no, it's looking like it'll be an exciting one.
We will go to one last break here on our pregame show, and when we're back, it will be opening tip.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
For the best care for your pet, choose DeSoto Veterinary Clinic. Dr. Matt Fair and his team are dedicated to providing high-quality medical care with compassion and a personal touch. They treat every pet as their own, ensuring they receive the attention and respect they deserve. For routine checkups, testing, vaccinations, chiropractic and acupuncture care, or surgical services, you can trust Dr. Fair and his team at DeSoto Veterinary Clinic. Call 913-585-1115 to schedule an appointment today or visit DeSotoVetClinic.com.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
Running us through starters here.
Number 6'9" junior, Brett
Is it into PA?
Number 11'7" junior, Adeline Moore. Number 12, 5'11" senior, Kenna Loshi. And number 13, 5'8" senior, Callie Kilgore. Your libero is number 7, 5'4" junior, Reagan Williams.
I don't know what this is, but I'd film it in a big run. Setting the atmosphere here before we get to our starters for the home Cardinals.
And now for your Lady Cardinals, number 1, 5'11", sophomore Brady Moore. Number 2, 5'10", junior Avery Hippo. Number 4, 5'4", senior Ariana Eller. Number 8, 5'9", senior Karis Mason. Number 19, 5'9", sophomore Sophia Mickle. And number 23, 5'8", sophomore Ava Kay. Your liberos, number 12, or number 5, 5'6", senior Bailey Hammerstone. We ask at this time that you all please stand if able for the playing of our national anthem.
Everybody could use a little more national anthem in their life. We got 1.5 renditions there here in the Cardinal Arena as we are about set for opening tip-off, which will be brought to us by Wolf Diagnostic and Automotive. Wolf Diagnostic and Automotive since 2005 has been keeping Eudora moving. You can find them at 208 East Street. From tune-ups to major repairs, they service all makes and models with honesty and care. Call 785-542-5152 today, and Wolf Diagnostic will get you back on the road quickly. You can already hear the energy level here. It is going to be a loud one. The crowd never going to relent here on these Wildcats in the support of their Lady Cards.
Yeah, this arena has never not been impressive in the time you and I have been sitting here, man. These Cards are faithful and noisy and never fail to pack the house, I'll tell you what.
Hammerschmidt comes in to be the libero, the 5'6" senior. But last year was an honorable mention within the Frontier League. And on the other side, Reagan Williams, the libero, checks in. It will be the Wildcats to open us up here. Serve comes across, and it's going to be a first point to the Wildcats. Adeline Moore's serve was unreturnable there for the Cards.
Yeah, it's a good way to start quick, especially against a Cards team that is going to be looking for a quick start here against a really good Louisburg roster right off the bat.
Again, sent towards the middle. The set pushed across. And a soft push over again. Saved well. And the point will go the way of Louisburg. Cardinals were trying their best. Not really able to set their feet in the way that they would have liked a lot of times there on that volley. But in the end, they tried their hardest, but the Wildcats have scored the first two in set one.
Yeah, it was a good effort there from Eder and Miller to almost keep that one alive for the Cards, but just shy.
Gets through the block. Set for the outside hitter, dug well by Hemphill. Miller gets denied. Not often that Grady Miller gets told no, but she is turned away at the net, and it's 3-0 to the Cats.
And that's a couple of times tonight already where Brady Miller's made an attempt over the net, and just really good defense over on the Wildcat side already tonight. Certainly making a statement defensively that it's not going to be easy to put up points on them.
The run of serves continues for Adeline Moore. Dug out by Hammerschmidt. Set for Mason. And another point goes to the visitors.
The Cards certainly keeping their hopes up high. Huddle in the middle certainly looking enthusiastic still, but Cards in need of a little bit of a momentum turn here, Reed.
Really got to get a side out here, or it could almost be time to call an early timeout here for Coach Hopper. Again, sent to the middle. Hammerschmidt gets a hand to it. And there will be a point for the Cardinals. Something happened there to Hammerschmidt. I don't know. I saw something come flying off of her hands or off of the ball. Doesn't matter. Cardinals get the side out, get the point, and can stop that momentum for Louisburg.
Looks like it might have been just a little tape on the finger. She was laughing it off, shook it off pretty quick.
The serve comes from Izzy Brunkow. And it'll be a point for the Cards. Brunkow with a short serve and too short. Gives it away to the Wildcats.
Yeah, Cards seem to be in a little bit more of a flow now, though. Certainly the atmosphere a bit less tense than it was just a couple of short minutes ago. Now that the Cards have some points up on the board.
The service to the wide court. Hemphill gets under it. Hammerschmidt sets the left-handed hit, blocked at the net. Hammerschmidt sends it over. Set for the outside hitter. Again, the left-handed hit, and it will get in off of Hannah Wenger.
That was a really, really well-placed shot from Hannah Wenger. That could not have been put in a better spot. Maybe the only 2 or 3 foot gap where there was not a Wildcat present in the center of the floor. And Wenger found it.
It's always interesting the aspect that being left-handed adds to any sport. What a dig out there, it's still alive. The Cards get that one back across. Brunkow got underneath that one. Nice job by Miller to take the venom off that one and then put some venom on it herself and get the point. She did an amazing job to cushion that one, letting her hands take all the momentum off the ball, and then she was ready for the chance to get the kill from the back line.
Yeah, it's not that the momentum is a bad thing, but really well done to know where she needed to take energy off of it so that she could put more controlled energy on it herself. Perfectly done there.
And a dangerous dipping serve, blocked at the net. Still alive here, and they do get it back across. Set in the middle, through the block, was Sophia Meckel's hit. This one sits for Hemphill, but she couldn't get it over the net. Cardinals clawing back, though. It was a 4-0 run to start for the Cats, and now they're within 2. The serve comes from Losi. At the net, and a really good hit by Meckel.
Yeah, again, those Cards players just really, really good finesse and touch on their movements here early on. They've done a really good job when the Wildcats have given them an opening, granted, of putting the ball in a good spot. Problem so far today is when the Wildcats have given them few and far opportunities between to get those shots off.
Hammerschmidt with a great serve. That one went around the net, and Miller puts too much on that one.
It is worth noting, though, I believe 2 of the Wildcats' last 3 points have come purely off of over serves on the Cards side. Definitely not a positive side for the Cards, but if you want to look at notes of momentum on the Wildcats side, off that initial 4-0 run, they've had very little here.
Set for Hemphill. Went for the push. And a great hit there. Ava Kane reaches high and puts it down. Cards are within 1.
And Reed, I think what we're seeing offensively these last just couple of minutes is that once the Cards gotten a little bit of a roll after that 4-0 run initially, the only real signs of life that Louisburg has been able to get offensively has just been points that the Cards have gifted them on errors of their own side. Those service errors really the only significant life we've seen from the Wildcats.
And Etter's serve off the senior was unreturnable, an ace for the Cards, and we're level, tied at 7s. After that slow start, the Cards have come all the way back. Could that be something we say about their season later on this year? But a service error from Etter will give the ball back to the Cats.
Now they get the ball back with the lead. This is one of those opportunities I think the Wildcats need here. Get a little bit of momentum going offensively and try to take this lead back on positive terms, not just errors from the opponent.
And a service error will return the favor. Now it'll be Avery Hemphill to provide service. Great job to dig that one out. Set in the middle, but it was set too high. And the Cardinals have the lead here in set number 1. Another set towards the middle of the backcourt. For the outside hitter, and absolutely demolished by Callie Kilgore. That thing reverberated off her hand.
And that previous scoop up just about touched the rafters.
Now it'll be Breck Nielsen to serve. Goes short and too short. A service error once again gives the Cardinals the lead. Now it'll be Kane to serve.
And we're making that very steady march up to 25. Feels like since the initial run by Louisburg and then that kind of quick storm back from the Cards. Not a lot of momentum on either side here. A lot of little tug of war back and forth between both teams.
Kane's serve was tough to deal with, but the Cats did well. Is it in? No, it's a Wildcats point.
Brady Miller certainly thought it was early.
He was hunting for that back line, but just missed it.
That was a lot of her specialty in the couple games we called last year, was her ability to toe that line and get within seemingly inches of it oftentimes and keep it in consistently.
Adeline Moore serving again. She was the one that facilitated the 4-0 run the Cats started this set with. Outside for Miller, and she is denied. The Cats back on top.
And this serving run could certainly be a catalyst of it here. We'll pay attention. See what else they're able to do over there with Moore.
Hammerschmidt gets down for it. And the block does not penetrate well enough. Karis Mason able to get us back tied at 11. Mason, one of 6 seniors on this Cardinals volleyball roster. Brunkow's serve. Set outside for Kilgore. Dug well, but out of the reach of Hephill. Kilgore is going to be a problem when she is able to take an outside hitter position.
Yes, very much so.
But now she's stuck on the back line, having to serve here. 12-11, our score in set number 1. Set for Miller. Now Hephill. Great hit by Hephill from the back line.
That is not an easy shot to make whatsoever from that far back. Hemphill making it look easy here, though.
And now it's Miller to serve. Just off the net. Dug well, but not well enough. It'll be an ace for Brady Miller.
And of course, you never plan on touching the net on a serve, but the upside to it is it makes it so tough to respond for if you're on the receiving side of it.
Brady Miller, the All-Area Lawrence Journal World Player of the Year last season as a freshman. Outside to Hemphill. It took a touch, kept alive, but they cannot get it back across. For the first time, the Cardinals lead by multiple points.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of steady back and forth so far, but this time, starting to feel like the Cards really starting to roll here, Reed. Now the challenge is, can they keep it there?
Oh, Miller's serve goes well far to the right there. A service error gives it back to Louisburg.
And I'll take credit for that service error. Spoke that one into existence immediately.
This is Kenna Losi. Set for the southpaw. Blocked at the net. Now across to Hemphill. And she gets it over the block really nicely. She put some finesse on that one.
It's just touch has been such a specific point today. A point to note for the Cards. They've done a phenomenal job when they get those openings of putting the ball in the only spot where it cannot be defended from the Wildcat side. And that's been the case, essentially, whoever's been taking the shots.
Hammerschmidt's serve had some backspin on it, carried it beyond the back line and out. This will be Stella Bonensteel, one of 6 seniors for Louisburg. Pushed over by Kane. Oh, and set across, dumped across as they call it, and caught the entire Cardinals defense napping there. Back tied at 15s.
I mentioned it when we were at, I think, 7 points and 8 points, that it felt like we were making a very steady climb towards 25. And that remains the case here.
Set for Hemphill. A powerful hit and unable to be returned. The serve from Eder. Pushed across, but a whistle blows for a violation at the net. Point goes to Eudora.
That one was beautifully manipulated by Moore, though. Of course, does not stand to count, but that was an impressive handling up there at the net.
Eder looking to try and find the seam, but that one too far to the wide court. The serve will come from Delaney Nelson. Kane got a hand to it, and Hemphill will be able to get it up to the net where it's blocked. Hammersmith for Miller, and from the back line is always going to be tough.
Yeah, making it happen from that far back for this team once or twice does not make it easy by any stretch of the imagination. Still a really tough shot, and it showed there.
Kane tried to push it across, got denied, but they still get it over with Karis Mason. This will be set to Miller. And is it in? It is! What a hit by Brady Miller.
Even I thought that one was probably out. And the team now celebrating the coordination overall to keep that possession alive. Really, really impressive for the Cards there.
The serve will come from Hemphill, just over the net. The back set, hit across, dug out, still alive, and Hammersmith gets it back over. And did the Cardinals get a touch to that one? They did. The point goes to Louisburg. It took the official a second to be sure of it. But yes, the Cardinals at the net got some fingertips to it, so we're tied at 8 teams.
Man, and sitting at 18 apiece right now, you really start to wonder what it's going to come down to win this set. Really just might be a matter of who can get hot at the right time and who can execute on 1 or 2 straight serves where the other fumbles.
Pushed across. They get it over. This will be set to Miller. Dug out well. And it's a point to Eudora. It'll be Karis Mason to serve here with the Cardinals 1 point to the good. Excuse me, no, it's Ava Kane serving. At the net, kept alive. Miller with the kill. Cardinals are first to 20.
And again this late, a 2-point lead. They've got to do all they can to hold on to this. Those service errors early, if they're able to minimize those, they can put themselves in a really good spot to try to come out on top in this set.
Another serve from Ava Kane. Set in the middle, pushed across to the back line of the Cardinals. And dumped across at the second hit. Wildcats return the favor. Now Miller gets the kill. For the first time, the Cardinals have a 3-point lead.
Not a bad time to get it, too. This late in, just 4 away from getting the set.
Yeah, if you could take a 4-point lead right at the start or a 3-point lead near the end, I think you'd go with the second one.
Right. We're seeing it play out in real time, matter of fact.
Hit across from the back line. Hemphill gets to it. It went towards no man's land, but they did make a recovery. Ariana Eder was able to reach it, but now miscommunication as the ball falls in a seam. And the Wildcats get the side out at a crucial time.
Seemingly laughing that one off are the Cards as Hammerschmidt coming back in place of Cone checking out.
Another service from Adeline Moore. She has been dangerous back there. Set in the middle, blocked. Miller gets through the block and gets it back for the Cards.
just about gets knocked off her feet by Hammerschmidt back there. But they know it as well as anyone. There could not have been a better time for Miller to come up big right there. As you said, with Moore back there to serve, she's been so dangerous. Wildcats needed a point there so desperately.
And the Wildcats will take a timeout. We'll go ahead and do the same. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, They always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
At Fort Scott Community College, we
like notes.
All right, back here out of the timeout. Cardinals with the ball. Izzy Brunkow to serve. And that one hit straight into the net. For the first time, the Cards lead by 4, which is the run that the Wildcats went on to start this set. Cards going to maybe make it look like it was not even a close set, even though it definitely has been.
Well, now all you got to do is prevent the Wildcats from storming back, as the Cards did early.
Hemphill, after Hammerschmidt's great recovery. To the outside, Kilgore, dug by Hammerschmidt and sent straight back over. Pushed back across by Miller at the first chance. Now set to the outside, and a great hit there. Riley Telfin.
Can't say I'm surprised too much. The Wildcats were quite literally playing for their life on that run there.
The Cardinals fell a little bit out of system. They were sending it back over at the first or second hit, which was keeping them alive, but it wasn't really conducive to the volleyball they want to play. Brunkow sets to Hemphill. It was blocked at the net, but kept alive, pushed over. May have been out, but Hemphill wanted to play it safe. Set for Wenger. A back set, and it's short. Cardinals with set point.
And you're right, if the Cards are able to execute here, they're going to make this set look not relatively close.
Which it absolutely has been.
Yes.
They have just pulled away here at the last. Miller with the serve. And the Cardinals take set 1 by a score of 25-20. It was a close spot. It actually started very well for Louisburg, but it ends even better for the Cards. They lead by 1.
For the best care for your pet, choose DeSoto Veterinary Clinic. Dr. Matt Fair and his team are dedicated to providing high-quality medical care with compassion and a personal touch. They treat every pet as their own, ensuring they receive the attention and respect they deserve. For routine checkups, testing, vaccinations, chiropractic and acupuncture care, or surgical services, you can trust Dr. Fair and his team at DeSoto Veterinary Clinic. Call 913-585-1115 to schedule an appointment today or visit DeSotoVetClinic.com.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds Band or Theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
All right, so the Cardinals take the first set, 25-20. Hayden, what did you make of the way that one played out? I sort of made that one, maybe that's going to be something that exemplifies the whole season. The Cardinals off to a bit of a slow start, and they fight their way back. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the most impressive part of it to me was just how steady the Cards were and how much they refused to let the early deficit let them fall out of system. They continued to play the volleyball that they want to play, and they kind of seemed to approach those first handful of points when they were down 4-0. They seemed to approach it with kind of a shoulder shrug. That's okay. We keep doing what we do. We keep executing. This game's going to come to us. And sure enough, it did. As that set went on, they continued to play their level of volleyball, and as you start to see some of those kill shots from Miller come in, the team's starting to set up a little bit better, some of those digs at fortunate times. They just put themselves in a really good spot. But I think the Wildcats certainly the kind of team that's going to fight back here.
Brunkow with the first serve to get us going here in set number 2. Set for Wenger. Brunkow in the middle. And the kill comes from Sophia Meckel.
You get a kill, you get a kill, you get a kill. all across the board. But I'll tell you what, if the Cards are able to start playing like this and carry that momentum over from the end of set 1, Wildcats could be in for a doozy of a second set here.
Hammerschmidt didn't want to play, went ahead and played that one safe. That one rolls around in the rafters before Miller gets it back across. Blocked at the net. Hammerschmidt sets for Miller, blocked really well. Hemphill on her knees, keeps it alive, and Miller gets it over. Set in the middle, pushed across, and that's a really good play there by Riley Telkin.
I mean, when everyone's moving around that much.
Hold on. The official asks for the
red flag.
Other official to come, and that ball was clearly in.
Yes.
There could be a question of maybe a lift. We'll see what happens here. The call still not going to be made. Now she wants to confer with the opposite official.
Asking if one of the lifts came from a player out of bounds, maybe?
And it is a Louisburg point, which is what it looked like. It was a really heady play by Riley Telkin. And we are tied at 1. Will be Kilgore to serve. Goes to cross court. Outside for Ranger, the left-handed outside hitter. Hitting it back across the net, pushed over. Now it's Miller on that side, and she gets the kill. Miller's serve hits the net.
Miller will serve sometimes one of those high-risk, high-reward players where she'll have some phenomenal serves and some that just don't quite go her way, but thankfully able to shake that one off quick. This Cards team not easily phased, one of the many upsides they've got.
And the Cardinals get a service error in their favor. Wildcats return the favor. Say thanks, but no thanks. You have the ball.
A polite interaction on the volleyball court, you could say.
Midwest nice.
Midwest nice, very much so.
So the senior Hammerschmidt, it's a great serve. Sent back across at the first hit. Kane sent into the rafters, and the rafters will make it so that it tricks Kilgore and falls in the court for a Cardinals point.
It wouldn't have fallen in the court, actually went up and bounced off the net. Was most likely going to land out of bounds and got bounced back in, just enough to throw off the Wildcats receiving team.
So the libero with another serve. Higher serve. Playing it safe there was Nelson. Still at the net. And that was an awkward one. She did a really good job to get that back across. Another awkward one. And they still keep it alive. Brunkow sets for Hemphill. Hit over top of the block. And now pushed across by Telkin. Hemphill on the third hit sends it over. In the middle, and that one is out of bounds, Cardinals point. Nielsen couldn't keep it in.
I loved watching, as soon as that ball came over the net, Brady Miller locked her eyes on it, seemingly waiting. As soon as it hit the wood, looking over at the ref to confirm that it was out. These Cards locked in here today.
Blocked at the net by Kane. This is Telkin. And off the hands of Hemphill and out of play for a Wildcats point.
The second set feels like it's got a lot of movement compared to the first. A lot of those really long extended plays that have just been returned multiple times by both sides, where the margin for error just becomes so razor thin for both sides. But another slim edge for the Cards. Feels a little different than the first one though.
Kane denied, no. It did go across. Point for the Cardinals. Kane with a really strong hit at the net, and the block didn't penetrate enough. So now it'll be the senior Eder to come in and serve. She got an ace her first time around in set 1. Will not get an ace here, blocked at the net. Set on the outside for Mason. Coming back across was Nielsen, still up. Wow. Miller gets it back over. This one's set for Kilgore. Really good dig by Miller. And she has to send it over. And now on this near side, still up in the air. Kane gets it across. A hit on the second try, and that's a great play by the Wildcats to get the point on a really good volley.
It just seems like the longer those plays happen, the longer they get extended for. The Wildcats have come up holding the aces more often than not. So it is in the Cards' best interest, it appears, to get these plays over with quickly. Try to get those kills within just a couple of serves.
Well, a lot of times those great plays for them are coming by hitting it on the second instead of the third.
Right.
Which if you can do it just the way that she did there, without a set, she was still able to get a spike. That is not easy to do. And not easy to do is that dig either from their libero. Sent back across. This will be Hemphill. Blocked by Kane, couldn't keep it in play. Losi gets the kill.
Man, I'm enjoying this. Game feels like such an even match at this point.
Nelson served to the cross court. Pushed across. That was Mason who hit it straight into the net and it went across. Miller gets the kill. Nearly scored a basket back up there. Hemphill's serve is short.
Keeping the Wildcats close here. And you got to remember that in that first set, the Cards didn't extend that lead until we were nearly to match point, to set point.
Ooh, that one was probably going out, but Miller didn't want to play it, didn't want to let anything go wrong there, and she will get the point anyway.
That's what we call don't doubt me.
The service from Kane is out. And now it is the menacing figure of Adeline Moore to serve.
And get the gap back. This time so slim for Louisburg. She could be the scale to tip the tides here.
At the net, that one took a touch and the Cardinals will kill off Moore's serve just as quickly as it began.
Feels pretty critical. Just one serve, but that one feels like it's got quite a bit of weight to it for the Cards. But we still remain mostly gridlocked here. Points have been at a premium, slow to ease up the scoreboard in this second set.
And no one really being able to get on much of a run. Izzy Brunkow with an ace.
This may be the start of something for the Cards. Of course, always tough to keep those extensive runs of momentum going, but the Cards do have an opportunity here.
Brunkow's serve, dug out well. Set to the near side, and whistle blows. It's a Cardinals point.
To their credit for awareness, seems like the entire Cards team knew it too. Even the crowd got a little bit down on it. Cards players all on the court went, no, we're good.
Biggest lead for the Cards here in set 2. Telkin has her hit blocked at the net. Brunkow set for Miller. This is Kilgore and too much on it. Now the Cardinals equal their biggest lead of the match. Brunkow on a run here. And it's going to continue. Miller, the killer.
And now with this point, now that your lead is up to almost as many points as the Wildcats have in this set, you don't even have to do anything extraordinary. You've got the Wildcats already now starting to play from behind, play a little more tense perhaps if the Cards can just play fundamentally sound here.
You know, we've got Miller the Killer. They have Kilgore. She actually has kill in her name.
Kilgore.
And she killed that one off, ending the run of serves from Izzy Brunkow, but the Cardinals come away from it with a 5-point lead here in set number 2.
Look at us appointing nicknames for everybody.
And that one still in play here. Set pretty awkwardly for Telkin, but she did get it over. Now Miller on the outside gets the kill.
Man, when Brady Miller gets rolling, she is so tough to keep at bay, especially when the Cards get into a rhythm of being able to set up for her consistently. And they've been able to do it these last couple of sets and these last couple of serves, and it's been really tough on the Wildcats to counter.
She has had some service errors. She'd like to just get a run of clean services.
Absolutely.
And that one will fall on the Cardinals side. So the point goes to Louisburg.
And even then, now that you've still got a 5-point advantage, if you just start trading back and forth at this point, you're going to be okay for the duration of the rest of the match. Of course, you always want to have those points lean your way more often than not.
Oh, Losi with a really good serve. That one had some unbelievable dip on it. It almost caught Miller off guard like it was a curveball.
Yeah.
And that is an ace for the Cats.
Well, that was extremely impressive. And now we start looking towards momentum on the Wildcats side. Just seeing what they're able to hold on to, if they're able to preserve here, because they've gotten a little bit hot on these last couple of serves.
And there is a service error, just as you say, just as you start to compliment them.
Perhaps I should stop talking about momentum in general. I think there have been 3 or 4 of those today, where the second I start talking about a trend, it dies off. Hence, such is the sport of volleyball, I suppose.
A service from Hammerschmidt. Set to the back line, Kilgore. This will be Wenger. And the point goes to the Cards.
Cards are handling this lead really, really well, I think. They've brushed it off quickly when points haven't gone their way, and they've just stayed sound. Sure enough, you play sound volleyball, those points will come in turn.
That was another serve with backspin on it. Might have been going out. It won't matter. It's a Wildcats point regardless. Took a touch from the Cardinals back line there. Bonensteel to serve. Powerful serve. Miller digs it. Brunkow set for Kane, gets through the block. And it's killed off by Nielsen.
And the Wildcats starting to ease up here. Keeping the pressure on tight. Cards have been at a little bit of a standstill as far as being able to rack up more points goes.
Well, you were right, they held their lead well. They'd even pushed it from 5 to 6. So now it's shrunk to 4. But if the Cardinals get the point back here, it'll be like nothing even happened. Brunkow sets for Kane. Set to cross. This is Wenger. And the Cardinals do get the point. The lead returns to 5.
And again, if you're just able to keep that yo-yo effect, as you call it, rolling, right, where you can go 4 points to 6 points, back to 5 to 4 to 6. If you can keep it between 4 and 6 points consistently, you can walk this thing to 25 and feel pretty okay about it. Just got to make sure the Wildcats don't get any huge plays from it in that time.
Eder back in here to serve. Off the net, and she's got another ace.
And now the crowd's starting to chirp in as well. Now you can see a little more tension over on the Wildcats side. A little court clean here for the Cards. Brady Miller said right here.
Making sure that it was all to satisfaction of Brady Miller.
Yep.
Still alive there.
Really impressive there.
Looked like it might have taken multiple touches for the same player. Never matter, Cardinals point.
And now they find themselves once again on the verge of making a match that was relatively competitive. If they're able to catch a run here, they can make it look maybe not the case.
Pushed across deftly. Hammerschmidt sets for Miller, and it's out.
And nice strike again.
Still a 6-point lead for the Cards. So they try to keep working towards potentially a 2-set lead here early. Floated serve. Eder set for Hemphill. And she tried to find that back corner, but it took off on her a little bit. Wildcats point.
But again, no panic. Still sitting at a 5-point advantage, which means just continue to play smart, play sound, keep the service errors to a minimum. Now the job, though, does fall on the Wildcats to just see if they can capitalize on this run and keep it rolling. If that's the case, 5 points, not as big as it may seem.
Miller sends it straight across, and it's going to be another point for the Wildcats. Nielsen, opportunistic there. These serves are interesting from Nelson. They're not, she's just hitting it across. She's not trying to do anything special, just making sure it's a clean, valid serve. And you know, we've had a lot of service errors in this game. She'll have one right there.
It's about time one went on you tonight.
Yeah, right?
I feel like I've had about half a dozen and you've had none.
But I mean, that tells you that she may not be super comfortable with her serving.
Yes.
Because she's just trying to get it across. So it makes sense that there would be a service error mixed in there, but it was working well for her.
It could still work well.
Eder sets to Hemphill, and her hit comes up as a dud. Wildcats within 4.
Just keeping pressure on, and that does force the Cards that much more to continue to play sound volleyball, because this is certainly not a hollow lead by any stretch of the imagination, but if the Wildcats are able to keep chirping away with points here.
And the Cardinals get the point. It seems like every time that the Wildcats try and make more than getting back within 4 in this set, the Cardinals say, no, we like our 5-point lead very much.
Yeah, and I think within 3 or 4 is where you really start to feel pressure. So that is extremely instrumental from the Cards that they've been able to keep it within the range of comfort.
Set to the outside, a powerful hit from Losi gets the point.
And it's crunch time now. We're running out of opportunities for the Wildcats to look to get momentum and look to get a significant run of play. They have got to be able to get points racked up and quickly here. The Cards just 4 away.
Well, there's no one else they'd call on, and they're looking for a run than Adeline Moore. And here's the serve. Set to cross really well. Hammerschmidt dug it. Still alive. Mason keeps it up. And then Mason got a hand to that one after sprinting all the way back across. But it is a Wildcats point, and they are within 3. So always seems like right at the end, the drama starts to go up to 11.
And I'd say we're within our pressure radius now, so the Cards know they've got to play well. And Moore's still back there. Means the Wildcats are in about the best position they could be with how this set has gone.
Eder sets, and it's killed off there by Meckel.
That one feels huge. That one feels like it's got a lot of weight to it. With the way those last couple of serves have gone, it felt like if that one went the Wildcats' way, you bring them within 2, you've got a really different game on your hands than we've had all set long. But nonetheless, Cards doing just enough to keep themselves comfy here on the verge of going up 2-0 on the night.
Serve from Brunkow. Her run was the run that created this big lead for the Cards. But that big lead is getting ever smaller. It's back down to 3.
And when it was a 5-point advantage, I felt really good saying that you can just kind of play back and forth and be okay with how you can get to the end. With only a 3-point advantage, that can get slippery in a hurry. Quite a bit less comfort here to the Wildcats' credit.
Kilgore with the serve. Set for Wagner, who pushes it across. Near side, hit over by Nelson. This will be Miller, blocked. Was that out though? Yes, Cardinals point. That was very near to being in on the line.
Extremely.
But it was out, and that is a big point for the Cards.
And now, Reed, when you talked about Brady Miller trying to keep service errors to a minimum, this is where it's important.
That one's not a commentator curse. That one, you just knew what was going to happen.
Just knew what was going to happen. Called it.
That's a call right there.
That's a skillful call.
Canalosi to serve here. Cats need to go on a run and fast. And that will help as it's an ace up the sleeve of Canalosi.
And this place getting loud now. The crowd knows that it is getting tense. Wildcats know that their odds of walking out of here with a win tonight gets very close if they're able to win this game.
And with the Cards lead at the smallest it's been for quite a while here in set number 2, they will take a timeout, so will we.
More time before you wake up in the wild.
Our natural world needs us now. Step by step, side by side, together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive. To learn more about how you can help protect and conserve nature, visit nature.org.
For the best care for your pet, choose
23-21 our score in set number 2. The Cardinals have had what was once a 5 or even a 6-point lead. I think actually got up to 7 early on in this set. Slowly dwindled down to only a 2-point lead, but they're within 2, and now within 1 of taking set number 2 as Miller the Killer takes another victim.
I wish we were keeping track. I don't know if you have how many kills Miller has on the night already, but it's quite a few.
No surprise there.
No, not at all.
Cardinals can try and put away set 2 right here with the serve from Hammerschmidt. The Cats have fought back really well, but they might see their efforts come to nothing. Hephill, and it's in! The Cardinals do take set number 2 by a score of 25-21. Hephill puts it away in the back corner, and the Cards are now within 1 set of taking this match with the Wildcats. We'll go to another break.
Are you looking for a trusted partner in pet care? Look no further than Eudora Animal Hospital, proudly serving Eudora and the surrounding area since 1975. Eudora Animal Hospital offers a wide range of services, including wellness exams, surgeries, routine vaccinations, and emergency care.
I just want to thank everybody in the community for trusting us with the care of their animals, and go Cards!
Schedule an appointment by calling 785-542-3265 or visit eudoravet.com.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Hounds Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
More time before you wake up in the wild.
Our natural world needs us now. Step by step, side by side, together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive. To learn more about how you can help protect and conserve nature, visit nature.org.
Your home for live, local sports. Varsity Sports Live delivers professional level coverage with high-quality video and broadcasters that know your schools and community.
Touchdown, Tonganoxie!
With the support of local businesses, you never pay to watch Varsity Sports. Live, local, free high school sports coverage. That's Varsity Sports Live.
Grass gets it away. Moore's down the middle. And he makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Keep up with the action at VarsitySportsLive.com. Live, local, free high school sports.
Charlie was born at LMH.
Eudora Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance. Kansas Insurance believes in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600. Proudly bringing Eudora Sports Live to Cardinals fans everywhere. So we are getting going here on set number 3. And the Cardinals have taken the first 2 here at home as they look to potentially repeat what they did last year to the Wildcats here in the Cardinal Arena. Blocked at the net there by Telkin. Headhill sends a deft hit over, trying to find the seam. Kilgore, too much on that one. Cardinals get the first point.
Yeah, at this point in the night, Reed, we've seen the Cardinals win when they went down early by a significant amount, and we've seen the Cards win a set when they got up huge early on in a set. So I feel pretty confident at this point that they're going to find their way close to the top and make this game competitive regardless.
And they took set 1 by 5, despite trailing by 4, and set 2 by 4, despite leading by 7.
Correct.
Funny how things work. Cards get the second point as well. Brunkow starting on a good run, just as she did in set number 2.
Where I was getting with that is I don't think it necessarily requires the Cards to get any massive lead or any massive head start. I think all it requires of them is just to play sound volleyball across a full set, and they're going to find themselves in a good spot regardless.
Wenger able to keep it alive as it did take a touch off the Wildcats player at the net. Miller. The back set for Kilgore. That's a good hit, but it is out. Cardinals point. Kilgore with a soft hit this time, subverting the expectations of the Cardinals defense and getting the ball back for her team.
Yeah, at this point, I think in this third set, I expect to see a very different side to the Wildcats. Expect to see a little bit more hustle. I don't want to say desperation, but certainly some hustle from them, down 2-0.
They've always had a bit of those finesse hits or those deft hits, especially when they're hitting it across at the second try instead of the third. They're a tricky team. This one will be hit across there, the bump. And then Headhill blocked. 2 Cardinals fighting to try and keep it up. But it is 3-2.
And the Cardinals shaking that one off, but yeah, these Wildcats definitely moving with some hustle as we've seen through all 3 sets, but maybe a little more so in this one, knowing they've got to get a win here.
Brunkow sets it, and it's finished off by Meckel.
I'm so impressed today with how effective just about every Cardinals player has been at getting those kills and those effective hits up against the net all night long. It has not just been Miller, just been Hemphill. We've seen Meckel play really well from that spot. We've seen Kane play really well from that spot.
Still alive. She was running between the benches to keep that one up. And it'll still end up being a Cardinals point, but what an effort from Addie Moore.
High effort may describe her to a T tonight.
This will be Miller's serve. And the strong hit there by Lucy. Losey's serve, dug by Hammerschmidt, set for Wenger. And too much on that hit by Nelson. You know, when you were saying that you don't feel the Cardinals necessarily need to grab a big lead.
Yeah.
And that you trust that they'll be able to get this one. That just sounds like they seem like they're the better team. And that's what it feels like it's playing out as, even though the record wouldn't reflect that. And I'm sure part of that is home field advantage.
Oh, absolutely.
But I feel like that's represented itself as this game has gone on. But it feels like the Cardinals are maybe that stronger team.
If I had to try
just on the night, at least.
Yes. Yeah. If I had to try to apply a phrase to it or a sentence to it that makes sense, I think it would be that the Wildcats have seemed like a strong team with a lot of fight, but the Cards have looked like the overall better and more organized and more efficient team, which is strange because looking at the records tonight, you wouldn't have necessarily thought that was the case. But yes, Cardinal Arena's home field advantage does likely have something to do with it, although the Wildcats answer back there.
You know, something I look at with that might contribute to the slow start. This starting the lineup for the Cards had a freshman, 2 sophomores, a junior, and a senior. And you look at the other side, it is entirely juniors and seniors for that Wildcats roster. And, you know, that's contributed to them going 9-3. I think that there's just a level of experience that these players need to getting back into shape for the season. And that maybe these Lady Cards will be really dangerous going forward now that they've got some more experience under their belt. Headpill finds a beautiful seam there. I think that could very well contribute to the slower start, and maybe the Cardinals will catch fire and just continue to fly as the season goes on.
Yeah, no, I could certainly see that. We know that's a trend with younger teams that you see in all sports, is sometimes it takes mid-season, late season before they really hit their full form, just for the aspect of time to build chemistry and time to learn to...
Oh, and Eder's going to get an ace there, thanks to some miscommunication.
Wow. Doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it.
That's her third of the game. So there's something right with her serve. It's not just mistakes from the other side.
Right.
Another dangerous serve, dug out well though by Williams. Blocked at the line by Headhill, but it goes out. Wildcats point.
And the Cards find themselves in that aforementioned kind of luxurious position, up 4 points here. Of course, doesn't give them anything for free as we're not even halfway through the set in terms of points. But it does mean they have the luxury of being able to let a mistake go here and there and not let it be catastrophic.
Headhill with a great hit. It was that torso height there for Nelson, which is just a tough spot to do anything with, especially she put her hands out with her palms down. That's never going to go very well for you. So the Cardinals back with their 5-point lead and the ball. Set in the middle, pushed across by Nielsen, dug by Headhill. Eder set for Kane. This one set to the near side. Kilgore gets the kill. It'll be the junior libero Reagan Williams to serve. Miller sent it to the rafters. Moore gets to it, and Williams sends it across. Blocked at the net. Mason was denied, but it is over by the Cards. And pushed across beautifully by Losi. She picked a spot and hit it with precision.
And now looking at the fact that the Wildcats got that point, we can go back to, I was really impressed with Moore's effort to get underneath that ball that was returned up from Miller's attack there. Just with that moving around the rafters as it is, that's so tough to get under and to play it safely. And the fact that she did that ended up getting them the point.
Cats within 3, may have been out, but played. And then killed by Mason. Paris Mason, one of those experienced players on this roster here in her senior year. Kane serve. And Kane couldn't do anything with that one. Losi put a lot of heat behind it. Service will come from Adeline Moore. there for Meckel. And Meckel again, too much on it. That's within 2.
It was a really good effort from Meckel there. Really good idea to meet it at the net and force it back, but just a little too much on it. And now the Wildcats find themselves just a couple good serves and a little bit of good execution away from maybe taking, I believe it'd be their first lead since early on in that first set.
This will be set for Mason. And now Miller. Blocked, kept up by Hammerschmidt. Into the rafters, oh no! And Hammerschmidt on the floor trips up Miller. Thankfully they can laugh it off. Neither one of those great players injured in that exchange, but it does give the Wildcats a point. And they are within 1.
They find themselves knocking on the door here.
It's funny,
with
I
the
think
most dangerous server on the team up.
I think they started this set maybe looking the worst they had looked all match.
Yeah.
And then now they look probably the best they've looked all match. Header for Miller, and that one went across. Cardinals point.
That one is big. Wildcats still celebrating. Clearly that one didn't hurt the morale a whole lot. They're going to try to not let it hurt the momentum.
And it's Izzy Brunkow, who has been able to get a lot of runs going for the Cards. A good serve with backspin on it. The back set for Kilgore, hit at the net by Meckel. Wenger, and what a hit by Wenger. Went for the soft touch, pushing it across. Giving the Cats maybe a bit of a taste of their own medicine. There's been a lot of trickeration through this game. Cards restore the 3-point lead, maybe more here. Brunkow. Kilgore's gonna get to this one. Dug by Hemphill, will it stay in? What do we got here? It is a Wildcats point. Oh, Cardinals can't believe it. They thought that one was over and in. Official going to talk with Miller here.
Say Cards fans over here don't like that one at all either.
It was tough to judge what happened. And
I think the margin was just so close that especially from over here at a certain angle.
I don't know if it had the height to go over the net. We have a tough angle at it from over here. The official will. Is that a reversal of the call? I'm not sure.
They took the point off.
Oh, they say that they both touched the net, and so it's a reset, no point given. So Brunkow gets to continue to serve, but it's not a point for the Cards.
They essentially wiped the slate clean.
Yep.
Kept everyone positioned as they were. And the Cards celebrating it as if they got a point.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they get to keep the ball and don't give it away.
Right.
Get to try and allow Brunkow to continue.
Now it's Hammerschmidt who says, I would like this spot a little more spotless than it is. And how much weight do you think this serve from Brunkow holds?
I don't know. I think the Cardinals are feeling pretty good. I think as long as we get a decent volley here, they'll feel okay either way. Miller gets the kill. They'll feel great after that one, no question.
And how tough do you think it is for an opposing team right when it feels like you're playing maybe the best ball you have all night, Brady Miller just gets 1 or 2 of those kills and it just feels like things are slipping.
And what a dig by Hammerschmidt. Hemphill gets it across. This will be Kilgore, and it took a Cardinal touch.
Wildcats hanging around still. Just refusing to fall out of this one.
And pretty crucially, it feels that ends the run of Brunkow. Kilgore. Brunkow sets for Miller and blocked, still up. How did Hammerschmidt do that? It's the Wildcats point for a lift.
Oh, Hammerschmidt trying to argue
Yeah,
it.
she doesn't feel like it was. It was an unbelievable effort to keep it up.
I'd be impressed with the effort regardless of how it fell there. With the Wildcats bringing themselves within just 2.
Going down to her left, she kept it up. And Miller gets the kill.
I don't know how much of that one was Miller positioning it perfectly and how much of it was just a little miss on hand-eye coordination over on the Wildcats side, but nonetheless.
The dip on that hit from Miller was crazy.
It's so difficult to prep for. It's difficult to prep for, impossible to adjust to in the moment.
And a powerful kill. Rossi said enough of this.
Speaking of impossible to adjust to in the moment, there was quite literally nothing anyone on the card side could have done about that one.
She elevated and dominated. The tallest player on that Wildcats roster, standing 5'11", got high up there and crushed it. And after all of that, it felt like the Cards had a bit of a run, but now they only lead by 1. Miscommunication as the serve finds a seam.
It is fascinating how well the Wildcats are playing right now and how well they were playing maybe 5-6 minutes ago. And they truly have gone from looking like they have very little form to looking as on form as they've looked all night.
Losi goes to the wide court. Brunkhouse sets for Hemphill. Hit over the block. Did it take a touch? It did. Cardinals point. That's crucial.
It just feels like such a tough tug of war here, where right when you think the Wildcats are starting to get some momentum and chip away and maybe make a run at winning a set, the Cards come through with a shot to keep them right back in play.
But just a 2-point lead, which means if the Cats could get this one, they'd be within 1. Maybe off the face there of Kilgore, but it won't matter. For Hemphill, blocked at the net, dug out, still up, and they get it back across. Kane's touch will be a killer one.
That one feels really big.
Restoring that 3-point lead.
3 points certainly not comfortable, but compared to 2, gotta feel like you're in a much better spot in terms of your margin of error.
And it's gonna keep growing. It's a 4-point lead. An ace from Hammerschmidt. The senior with another serve. Dug by her opposing libero, but not enough to keep it in. It's another point for the Cards, another ace for Hammerschmidt. And just a moment ago, it was 15-14. Now it's 19-14.
The Cards have done that in all 3 sets today now, where late in the end, they just seem to hit another gear.
And that point will go to the Wildcats as the hit from Nelson is blocked but out of bounds.
Every time, without fail tonight.
Serve will come from Riley Telkin. Rather, this is Stella Bonensteel to serve. And Miller couldn't do anything with that one. An ace for Louisburg.
And Louisburg now drawing close again.
Yeah, what was 1 became 5. What was 5 has become 3. And the lead for the Cards.
And the Cats serving again.
Bonensteel. Hemphill with a little touch, and it was a great touch.
That was extremely well seen and well timed there.
It was funny, she came away from it looking almost apologetic. I don't know if it wasn't what she intended to do, but it sure looked like it was. It was a great move.
It looked like it was just perfect sight and perfect vision. But I guess even if you didn't intend on it, came away with the point, so you walk away all the same.
She dumped it over perfectly. It's a 4-point lead for Eudora. They're first to 20 in set number 3. And an ace from Eder. She's got 4 of a kind.
Now up comes Eder again. If she's able to get another good serve, this would be massive.
Miller, the great hit from the back line, but dug really well by Williams. Pushed across. Eder sets for Miller. Blocked at the line, and it's a point for the Wildcats. They won't go away.
No, they won't go away, but if you lose 3 sets to none and all we say is you didn't go away, it doesn't win you the set. Wildcats really need to start finding consistent points here, because as the Cards into the 20s, they are really close to putting this thing on ice tonight, Reed.
Eder pushes all the way across to her fellow senior Mason. And Hammerschmidt keeps that one up. Still alive. Some really powerful hits right now. Eder with the dump. Kilgore just has to send a free ball. This will be Hemphill. Pushed across. Eder sets for Mason. Blocked at the line, but out. Cardinals point. What a volley.
Well, and that one's got the Wildcats looking a bit deflated. Seems like they know that was a set where they really needed to come away with the point. 5 points down, just 3 away from winning the set for the Cards, puts the Wildcats in a really tricky spot here late.
All the way across, Kilgore.
The call is answered, at least first of all. Now comes the task of keeping it there. Still their serve. Looks like it'll be Breck Nelson over there.
Hemphill, kept up by Bonensteel. Oh, she couldn't get it over the net, Nielsen. She could have just sent a free ball over, but she wanted to try and put a little sting on it. And it's a very costly giveaway.
And now the last couple serves, the Cardinals have just been playing yo-yo back and forth, willing to give up a point as long as they score one. They do that 2 more times, they'll be walking out of here with a perfect night.
Ava Kane's serve will be kept alive by Kilgore. And is that going to stay in? It may not have, but didn't want to take any risks. And Miller nearly got the kill, but it's still up. Mason, Eder, and then Meckel couldn't keep it in play.
We are on pace for this to end very similarly to how the first two did, unless the Wildcats able to pull a miracle here late. Ball in their courts are in favorable position, just the tough execution.
And of course it's more to serve.
Couldn't happen any other way.
Miller. Now Telkin. This will be for Mason, and too much on it. What do we got? No! Cardinals point, it took a tip. It is match point.
Oh, Wildcats, I don't know if I want to say rightfully, but they are very much so confused and frustrated there.
They don't agree that it took a tip. The officials now conferring here.
I think it was undoubtedly
and the point stays for the Cards.
Man, such a tough tipping point there. Now the Wildcats wholeheartedly up against the ropes here.
It was a tipping point for the Cardinals. And Kilgore denied! Her and her team are denied here in the Cardinal Arena as the Cardinals have a perfect night. 3 sets to 0. They beat the Wildcats. Only the 4th time that Louisburg have dropped a game this year. The Cardinals move up to 8-6 in a really, really good performance. Lots of fun and lots of great volleyball. We will go to a break. When we're back, it's the post-game show. Keep it here on Eudora Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted partner in pet care? Look no further than Eudora Animal Hospital, proudly serving Eudora and the surrounding area since 1975. Eudora Animal Hospital offers a wide range of services, including wellness exams, surgeries, routine vaccinations, and emergency care.
I just want to thank everybody in the community for trusting us with the care of their animals, and go Cards!
Schedule an appointment by calling 785-542-3265 or visit eudoravet.com.
More time before you wake up in the wild.
Our natural world needs us now. Step by step, side by side, together, we can find a way to ensure that all life on Earth can thrive. To learn more about how you can help protect and conserve nature, visit nature.org.
Your home for live, local sports. Varsity Sports Live delivers professional level coverage with high-quality video and broadcasters that know your schools and community.
Touchdown, Tonganoxie!
With the support of local businesses, you never pay to watch varsity sports. Live, local, free high school sports coverage. That's Varsity Sports Live.
Rass gets it away. Moore's down the middle. And he makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans!
Keep up with the action at varsitysportslive.com. Live, local, free high school sports.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
All right, post-game show here brought to us by Eudora Animal Hospital. For 40 years, Eudora Animal Hospital has been caring for pets and livestock with fair pricing, trusted service, and compassionate care. Pet owners from across the region trust their four-legged friends to Eudora Animal Hospital. To learn more, visit eudoravet.com. So the Cardinals take it on 3 sets here, 25-20, 25-21, and then 25-19. They repeat their result that they did last year here against the Wildcats, and it has big implications within the Frontier League, as the Wildcats were previously undefeated at 3-0 within the Frontier League, now 3-1, and the Cardinals jumped to 3-0, so they take the second spot under 4-0 Paola within the Frontier League. And for the Cards, it also puts them up to 8-6 and drops the Wildcats to 9-4 on the entire season thus far. A really good performance. It was interesting. It didn't start great. The first set started 4-0 to the Wildcats before the Cardinals really turned it on, and honestly didn't turn it back off after that point. It was a really good fight in the first set, and it just continued on, turning into a 3-0 match win. What do you make of the entire match, Hayden?
If I had to put one word to it for the Cards, it would just be composure. I mean, they just stayed organized and efficient and calculated the entire match today, even when they fell down in a hole big time. That's impressive in and of itself, to see a team not lose their composure and kind of remain unshaken. What I think is equally impressive is to not play much differently when you're up by quite a bit. Of course, that lead of 7 that they had in the second set did not remain that big, but they were pretty content to just trade back and forth. They seemed to adjust on the fly really well, depending on the situation they were in. When they were up with big leads in the second and third set, you saw kind of the mentality shift of, okay, we're not going to freak out about a whole lot. We've put ourselves in a good spot. If we're just going to trade back and forth, we're content with that. If we need to turn on the aggressiveness real quick and get another point or two in our favor, we can do that. It just seemed like they were never really out of control today. It seemed like whether they were behind or ahead, they kind of knew exactly where they had to go and exactly how they had to approach things. And I think that's really, really impressive. Of course, in the Frontier League, we know the implications of these matchups are always big. We know the momentum and the confidence boost that you can get from beating another Frontier League team can always be significant. And remaining undefeated in the conference is really big for the Cards, I think. Obviously, last year, losing just that one game ended up being, I don't want to say devastating, but that cost them a Frontier League title to Spring Hill last year. And I really like the point you brought up earlier of a younger team losing a lot of its seniors. I think you said 2 sophomores, a junior, and a senior on the roster at the moment as on the starting floor. I think it truly could just mean that as the season goes on, as they get a little more chemistry together, a little more organized together, we're going to see this team really start to walk off some wins and get a lot stronger. I would not be surprised if by the next time you and I call a game, which I believe we have one more to call this year, we could see a very different team in terms of record and a pretty similar demonstration to what we saw tonight in terms of how effective they are out on the floor.
Yeah, it was just a really strong team performance. This is a big roster that the Cardinals have, and a young roster as well, and they like to use those young players. They do not just rely on upperclassmen the same way that the Wildcats do. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I think that just goes to show the skill that the Cardinals have. It's like they are a factory that pumps out fantastic players of all sports, but especially volleyball, one of the best sports here for the Cardinals. Last year, it was a fantastic sport for them, and the Cardinals will be hoping to try and match that here this time around. It would be really tough to try and pick a standout player. I'm honestly looking at a Hammerschmidt or a Hemphill, even over
was phenomenal.
Brady Miller, which is crazy because Brady Miller was also fantastic, but
of course,
Brunkow was great at serving, so too was Eder.
Eder and Kane
had
some
a great
really
game.
impressive.
Meckel and, as well as Wenger. It was a really good game all around for the Cards, and I think that's what makes it such a great team. It's hard to tell you who played the best in that game. And yeah, it was just a really, really solid performance, and I hope that can lead the Cardinals on to greater things as the season continues. We will take one more break here on our Eudora Animal Hospital post-game show, and then we will tell you what you can look forward to here on Eudora Sports Live. So keep it here one more time after this break.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
I used to drive an ambulance as an EMT, and I've always tried to be a safe driver. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. In my car, if I see a truck or bus taking a turn, I know to take my time. When big vehicles turn right, they may swing wide to make the turn. If you try to sneak in, well, it's a lesson you'd rather not learn the hard way. When trucks and buses turn, let's you and I wait. It's our roads, it's our safety.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
All right, back here again on the post-game show. So looking forward to what is next, just in general for the volleyball team. Their next game is on the 25th, where they will be taking on Baldwin in Baldwin. But our next broadcast is also when they'll be taking on Baldwin, but a couple weeks from now, October 7th, they will be taking on the Bulldogs here, and we will be there for that one. The Bulldogs are 5-10 thus far on the year. And what is next on Eudora Sports Live is Friday football here against Ottawa. It'll be myself and Hayden there for that one. Excited to bring you a great game. That was a great game last year. It was a great game the year before that. It's always
awesome.
A fun matchup, and that will be a good time. The Cardinals coming off of a big win over Spring Hill. So we will, I guess that's it for us here. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a really fun broadcast. Always great to do volleyball. The Cardinal Arena brings the energy like none other. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon here with us. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you Friday. Go Cardinals, and good night.
From the gridiron to the hard court, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.